We'll be unraveling the pathway to wellness, and I have a gut feeling you'll be learning a lot from the show. This is DXB Today.
Hello and welcome to DXB Today. It is Digestive Health Day and we are diving real deep tonight. We'll be exploring the importance of a healthy gut, the common issues and breakthroughs in digestive health.
A well-functioning digestive system is crucial for our overall well-being, and we will be discussing this and ways in which we can heal and maintain our gut health.
And we'll be joined by professionals in this area who will be sharing their knowledge and expertise with us.
I'm so glad I'm here for this episode,
yeah.
I have to say, because I feel like I'm about to be the most informed person on how to improve my gut health. How has yours been, Ahmed? Because are you quite knowledgeable in it?
No, not so good. I'm excited to be here to learn more on how I can enhance my gut health, because it's not so great.
All I know is that I take probiotics. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I mean, that's a start.
Okay.
I think for sure. Well, we'll definitely be finding out from our experts very, very soon. But of course, we do need our guest co-host of the day, and it is a person you want to go to if you are looking to heal your gut, improve your energy, or dig even deeper. Let's find out who it is.
I'm Hadil Al Khatib from the Broth Lab. I'm your co-host for today, and we will be taking your broth away.
The most amazing line I have ever heard. Looking forward to Hadil being right next to us here in the studio. She has helped many women in the UAE on their healing journey, and we will hear more from her very soon.
Now, when it comes to gut health, the food you eat is very important. But fear not, because there are actually yummy foods that are gut-friendly, like, I don't know if you guys know this, sushi. Yes, you heard that right. Lane recently visited Chef Pavel at Katsuya to learn the art of sushi making. Check it out.
Tucked away in the heart of Business Bay, you have the Hyde Hotel. And it has a modern Japanese restaurant run by a celebrity chef who's going to show me some sushi skills. Welcome to Katsuya. Chef Pavel, such a pleasure to see you. I've heard so much. I'm looking forward to this immensely. So tell me more about yourself and how did you come to be a part of Katsuya?
For my life, I like to travel a lot, and Katsuya is a really nice Japanese restaurant when they provide the quality food.
Wonderful. And it's award-winning as well, Katsuya. Now, Chef, I've got a special dinner coming up, and I need to learn some special tips and tricks how to make sushi. So can you show me a few things?
Of course, I will show you.
All right, let's do this then. Right. I can't mess up one of my best shirts, so I'm going to get changed.
This one is a hamgiri. So you put little bit water inside for the rice not stick. And this one, each of the rice need to be separate each other. Wasabi.
Wasabi. I love wasabi.
It's most important ingredient in the sushi, and you will do it today. Wasabi, fresh wasabi. We cut our fish. First, we need to remove it skin. Okay? Yeah. Just gentle. Put the knives here and remove this skin like that. And right now we need to cut the right way for make the sushi. It's very important to have this water in your hands for the rice not stick in your fingers. We take it little bit water in 2 fingers, put in here, one more time, and do it like that. You take it little bit piece of the sushi rice, this kind. We cannot press this one because of sushi, it will be sticky, and rice will be mash. Little piece. Make sure your hands is a little bit wet. You put little bit wasabi in a fish. Yeah, it's good enough. Put the rice in the middle. 2 fingers, press here. 1. Press little bit fish. 1. Use these fingers.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1. And put in a plate. Amazing.
Right.
On top of your sushi. Wow, nice one. Take that sushi. Put this cheese.
Cheers.
And try your sushi. It's melted in your mouth.
It's just warming and lovely and delightful. It just marries into the mouth and the taste buds are just What do you think of all my hard work? Now, the best thing about sushi is not only the therapeutic way of how the knife cuts through, it's also the eating part.
Joining us now in studio is coach, author, and winner of Women SME Leader Award for Home-Based Business of Year 2022, Hadil Al Khatib. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
A coach, author, and of course, a winner of the award. Can you please tell us more about you?
So really, these are all fancy names, but it's just me. It's just Hadil. I'm a certified gut health coach. Yes, I'm the founder of leading award concepts. The Broth Lab is one of them. The other is the Rotisserie. And I had my own health journey before I founded the Broth Lab. So I was diagnosed with an undiagnosed disease. And little did I know that that journey led me to changing careers, into dwelling and pursuing nutrition, and actually founding the Broth Lab. So 8 years ago, I was left confused and fatigued. I was also left not really sure what to do, because doctors will steer me away after doing the simple complete blood work and tell me, you're actually perfect, there's nothing wrong with you, maybe it's all in your head. And I knocked so many doors, went to so many renowned doctors, and nobody could really answer my questions and my issues. So I was determined to get well, even if on my own. So I enrolled in Institute of Integrative Nutrition, pursued, I had a master's in human resources, I was already corporate in the energy sector for 13 years, and now I'm changing careers in pursuit of the unknown. And 3 years later, graduated, took my nutrition, became certified, and I wanted to spread the wellness, because I literally switched my morning coffee to bone broth. I started adding bone broth to all my recipes, depending on the recipe, whether it's vegan, shiitake broth, whether it's chicken, bone marrow, or lamb broth. And I even added it into my morning smoothie, hence we call it the brothy.
Wow.
I think it's a genius name.
It
broth
is.
infused.
It is actually.
It's so clever, and we're so lucky because you actually brought some in with you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass them around as you continue to tell us more about what the variety is that you have as well.
I'm glad you mentioned variety, because variety is key here. We want to get all collagen 1, 2, and 3 derived from different sources of broth. And as you know, broth is mainly simmered bones with a lot of herbs and vegetables. And the idea is that you're extracting all the nutrition, all the minerals, all the vitamins and electrolytes that are inside the bone. And the analogy of like the raindrops on the rock, slowly simmered so that it breaks through the bones and you extract all this goodness. And of course, there's amazing benefits that we will be talking about.
The whole studio just started. I wanted to ask, because you talked about having it in your smoothie, having it in the morning. Because people don't think that you can have bone broth except in cooking. For example, if I cook, I'll use bone broth. But I didn't know that you can actually add it to your smoothie, or you can have it in the morning. So can you please tell us more on the benefits and how can you have that as well?
Of course. So the Broth Lab is a sippable broth.
Okay.
So you can not just only include it in your recipes, but you can also have it a mug, like I said, in the morning. And the idea is that for you, after the fasting period, when you're sleeping, you're fasting. So your body is readily available to absorb all these goodness. And that's the best ideal time, on an empty stomach, first thing in the morning. And you drink it in a mug, and you just enjoy it, and you ensure that you're taking your daily dose. And that's the idea, is you get your collagen, you get your amino acids, all the different proteins and electrolytes that we spoke about, first thing in an empty stomach, so that you ensure that even if you don't eat your full meal, or even if you infuse it in the soup, you're not going to have the full portion, right? It's ensuring that you've heated it up in a mug, consumed it, that you've had your daily dose.
But I'm curious though, because you're talking about the health benefits of bone broth. But I know you also have vegan broth as well. But does the benefits differ for both?
Absolutely. So obviously the vegan broth does not have any bones, so it's, you know, naturally boneless. But the idea is that it's a powerhouse. So whatever is good for the gut, we want to include it. And there is iodine from the kelp and the kombu seaweed. There's shiitake mushroom, so very high in plant protein. And it also has the fermented miso, so rich in probiotics, and it gives you all that goodness. So I love it before bed. So the idea is that you just have to incorporate bone broth and just disregard all the other benefits of having the vegan broth or having just not the regular vegetable stock. Because we're not trying to talk just about, you know, having the bones and the vegetable. We're also trying to talk about the power of plants as well. And that is very important. Variety is key, like we mentioned in the beginning.
It really is. And I mean, you touched on your story as to how it helped on the physical aspect of things. Talk to me about the link between gut health and the mental health. Can you tell me more?
If you recall, I mentioned my symptoms where I was depressed and fatigued. And these two go hand in hand because the gut-brain is interlinked. There's a bidirectional communication. We call it the gut-brain axis. And that axis, if you even look at the analogy, just how your brain looks like your intestines somehow, like it's all thin and interlinked. And there is truly a big connection. And there are more research that is happening right now, and there's more research that's coming out talking about how very much connected it is and how the permeability of the gut connect how you feel in terms of mood or depression and other sort of stress factors.
I mean, you were a home business. I mean, and of course we touched on your award in 2022, but tell me, how was that moment for you? Because you literally, this stemmed from a personal experience and now it's turned into a business. Tell me more into what's gone into it.
When we launched during the pandemic, everybody thought I was crazy. Businesses were closing down and you're like just launching a business during the pandemic. But I was like, what better time for people to invest in their health and wellness than now during the pandemic? Because I never wanted to commercial the idea. The fact that we launched in the pandemic was all about us just spreading awareness and having people invest in their health and wellness. So, of course, it gives it a lot of credibility and it gives me like a little small pat in the back saying that I'm in the right direction, that what I'm doing is actually getting recognition that it deserves, but it's all about the benefits of bone broth. It's all about the powerful and healing powers of broth generally.
As much as we want to talk about this at length, which we probably will later, we have to take a quick break right now. So when we return, we will be sharing more tips on improving your digestive health. So stay tuned.
Hello and welcome back to the show. We are joined in the studio by an expert who is helping people nag their way back to health. Please welcome to the show Bradley Warwick-Browne, who is director of Nag. Brad, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
What you're doing is fascinating, Bradley. I'll tell you why, because I look at you and I think you are so young, so in shape, and yet you are helping others with that initiative and with that movement. Can you tell me where your story started?
Yeah, for sure. So my previous background is actually more in the financial space and in banking.
Wow.
And in doing so, I actually became pretty burnt out at a young age, which is quite a surprise. And I was looking for ways to heal myself and get better, and I actually stumbled across Health Nag in my pursuit of getting healthier. And basically Health Nag helped explain how health is actually a combination of not just, you know, your physical well-being, but actually a combination of everything: sleep, food, gut health, mental health, and basically better understanding how the body acts as a whole. And what Health Nag did for me, they gave me a protocol which combined some lifestyle choices, some different lifestyle changes, a combination of some of the products which they have as well, and within about 1 to 2 months I was just feeling remarkably better, and that basically led me down a passion to actually get on board with Health Nag and help inspire so many other people across the UAE.
Wow. I'm really curious about the name Health Nag. Is there some nagging involved here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's exactly what the name essentially stands for. So we see lots of health advice out there, some of it kind of more valid than others. But the way in which we like to approach healthcare and education is basically a no BS approach, basically. So we're very to the point, we're very to the point, no sugarcoating, we say it how it is. Some people like it, some people don't, but we feel that's the best way to simply get the message across. So yeah, we're nagging all across the UAE.
I love that.
I actually love matcha. I can see matcha here.
Yeah.
I used to use your matcha. I launched Catcha Matcha, but I always recommend Health Nag's matcha as well. Can you tell us how to incorporate matcha? Just because I usually have it first thing in the morning after my broth. I add it to a little bit of water. I don't add any sweetener because I like the earthy, like smooth taste of matcha. And I know a lot of people like it sweetened. How do you recommend the matcha?
Yeah, for sure. So you can have it a couple of ways. Depends on your palate, basically. But the most common way to have the matcha is actually as a matcha latte or an iced matcha latte. Okay, so it's basically you do the matcha, you brew the matcha with just the temperature of water which is just below boiling. Otherwise, you're going to destroy some of the antioxidants and polyphenols in there. And then you simply add it to the milk. Most people go for like a nut-based milk these days, try and find a good one. One which we recommend a lot out here in the UAE is Root Health. Minimal ingredients, just a couple of ingredients there. And yeah, you can either have it with a load of ice to make a nice iced latte, or you can just have it warm as well. Warm is probably good first thing in the morning, helps wake the digestive system up. And sets it all, good for the rest of the day. Iced latte might be nicer slightly later in the day. But the reason why matcha is now such a craze, one, it tastes phenomenal and it looks quirky on the Instagram. But also it's a great alternative to coffee. Because a lot of people, they're smashing coffee back like there's no tomorrow. And yes, it's great on the way up. But then come to about 11 o'clock, if you don't have any within a metre of you, you start crashing back down and you're running to the nearest coffee shop to grab the next one. So this contains a couple of very good compounds, L-theanine and ECGC, two very good compounds which basically delay the release of the caffeine. So you drink it and you get this nice gradual incline in energy and you stay stable, and then just before you want to wind down and have dinner, it starts to steadily decline in time for sleep.
Okay. I wanted to ask as well, because you touched on burning out and feeling tired and all of that. This is something that I've been feeling, and I feel, even though I'm sleeping, eating, but I'm not eating very healthy food as well, but I don't feel I'm well rested. I'm always tired. Like you said, I have 5 to 6 cups of coffee a day, and I crash. So what are the things that I can do to help with that as well, or like anyone who's watching?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, in terms of the diet specifically that you mentioned there, what kind of things are you eating at the moment?
Fast food, junk, anything that I can see, sweets.
Pizza, you mentioned a lot of pizza.
So this is probably the easiest tip and the easiest change most people can make with their gut health. It's just going to be getting rid of most of the fast food and most of the ultra-processed food. Of course, in moderation, there's space for it. But if it's a key part of your daily diet, we really need to change that. We need to understand things like inflammatory oils, which they use to cook all this food because it's very cheap for them to do. Sugar, emulsifiers. This is like throwing a flamethrower down your digestive tract. Our body can't handle this. It's not used to this kind of stuff. So, yeah, you want to try and eliminate that and just focus on whole foods. Things which ideally don't come in a packet or contain less than 5 ingredients. Incorporating these are very good for our guts. And like Hadil mentioned, is going to also be great for our mental health as well.
Exactly, because it all gets affected altogether.
Ahmed, taking notes.
Yeah, I am, mentally.
Brad, last thing, I just want to know any top 3 tips for anyone listening right now and watching. What can they take from you today if they really are inspired by you and want to change their lifestyle?
So absolute number one, and this is what most people don't even consider, and that's just stress management. When we're highly stressed, our body ramps up a stress hormone called cortisol. This causes havoc on our bodies. It decreases our energy, it messes with our gut microbiome, and when you're highly stressed, you can eat the best diet in the world, but it's just not going to have the same impact. So stress is the key one. The second one, which I'm going to say, is, again, just dietary choices. Just opt for whole foods, as much variety as possible. It's really going to benefit your gut bacteria and that mental health as well. And the third one, I'm going to link it back to exercise because I'm passionate about exercise and fitness. Just regular exercise, even if it's as simple as getting out and getting daily steps in, aiming for about 10,000. It's a bit hard in the heat right now, but even working out, resistance training 3-4 times a week, and there's a lot of evidence to show that activity and exertion definitely benefits the gut as well.
You just gave me a lot to think about. I need to work on myself as well. Our spotlight today is on a brand that provides personalized and accessible healthcare to women in the UAE. Here's an interview with Sophie Smith, the founder and CEO of Digestive Health.
My name is Sophie Smith and I'm the founder and CEO of Digestive Health. We are a hybrid and holistic healthcare provider for women focused on accelerating the detection, diagnosis and treatment of chronic diseases in women in emerging markets, so Middle East, Africa and South Asia. By building a company that is by and for women here in the region, we wish in the long term, through the data that we gather and the insights that we have about women's healthcare here, to address some of those systemic gender and racial biases. We developed NABTA in an ecosystem that didn't really exist. So as well as building the company and getting people to understand why investing in women's health technologies is important, we've also done a lot of work to build the ecosystem around us. And still today, 6 years later, there hasn't been a substantive investment into women's health technologies in the region. And in terms of our immediate plan, we'd like to scale our hybrid and holistic model of healthcare for women across countries in the GCC initially, and then in the wider Middle East and Africa. By 2027, we'd like to have a hybrid model that is supported by 1,000 clinics in 20 or so different countries. And we'd really like to IPO so that at some point we are owned by the women who we are also serving here in the region. I think the thing I love most about living in Dubai is that I never expected to love living in Dubai, and now I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. It's a place that kind of crept up on you. I have a very supportive husband who, with a little bit of encouragement, will often take the children at the weekend, and in that relaxation time, what I typically do is work. But that's what happens when your work is also your obsession and your passion. It never really feels like work.
Yeah, wow. I mean, absolutely incredible. I love doing the spotlights. They really showcase a lot. Now, it is time for the daily roundup of what is buzzing in the city. Louis, what do we have today?
Thanks, Nimi. Today's roundup has some very interesting findings. A recent study suggests that a toddler's gut bacteria may predict the future body mass index and, in turn, his chances of being obese. Researchers have identified differences in bacteria that colonize the gut in adults living with obesity and can now predict if a toddler will be overweight later in life. And previous studies have also shown that the bacteria in human guts are different in lean and in obese people. Of course, we've got the experts right here with us right now. Would you like to jump in right now, Hadil?
Absolutely. As a mother, I was obsessed with learning about how to improve the immunity and also the gut microbiome of my children. So there was 3 things that I emphasized on when my kids were growing up. So the first thing is exposure. You want to expose them to the good and the bad, so I let them go play in the garden, I let them, play with soils and all that, and also get the vitamin D, which is great. The second is breastfeeding. I breastfed both my children, the first one up to 2 years, the second until first year. And I tried so hard to do it, but we all know as mothers, it's really hard. But I was pushing myself because I know how hard it is, and I know a lot of mothers can agree that it's really difficult to commit, but it's so important for that microbiome. It's the source of all these trillions of microbiomes that we're more than water or blood even. Third thing I would say is bonding. That love, that connection is so important to ignite and multiply those good bacteria. So the cuddles, the hugs, all these, hard nights that you wake up for your children, they all pay off in the future, and they're very much interlinked to how they are as adults. So I think these are 3 main tips that I focused on as a mother, and they are backed by science.
Brad, what I love about Health Nag is that, I've seen your Instagram, and I'm engaged. And I think what's really important for us to stress is, as part of your story, you started actually being quite intrigued by everything from a young age. How can we encourage kids to inform themselves more, educate themselves more on this topic?
Yeah, I think, it's just around making the awareness of gut health far wider than what it previously has been. Before I personally got ill, I didn't really have a clue how the digestive system worked, let alone what a good gut microbiome can do for us. So it's really around, opportunities like this, really kind of spreading the information to the mass market, and importantly, parents as well, because if parents understand the key principles to improve their kids' gut health, then obviously they're going to grow up in a much better position than maybe kids have done previously. So, yeah, like Hadil mentioned, some great things there. Another thing I would mention as well, which we're seeing, unfortunately, is the mass overconsumption of antibiotics.
Yes.
And the mass prescription of antibiotics. It's like
100%.
you walk into the doctors, you have a cold,
That's
oh,
the
here's
first
some
thing.
antibiotics.
Yeah.
What antibiotics do, yes, it gets rid of any bad bacteria, but it's like dropping an atomic bomb. It's getting rid of all your good bacteria as well. And then because we then have the poor diets, it's then creating a breeding ground for, you know, bacterial overgrowth as well. So that's another thing to consider.
Well, you know what? I would suggest everyone follows Health Nag on Instagram because you give amazing tips.
Thank you so much, Bradley, for joining us today on the show.
My pleasure.
We will be back after a break to discuss a concept that's changing agriculture and nutrition as we know it. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. Joining us in the studio is a woman on a mission to help people in the UAE live healthier and more sustainable lives by growing superior quality, locally produced microgreens. Please welcome Amanda Lime, the co-founder of New Leaf. Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for joining us. And she's got her microgreens with her right here.
We're so fitting, isn't
Exactly. We're quite excited about this. I'm actually really quite curious because we mentioned that you actually grow it locally.
Yes.
And I know you've got hydroponic, these towers and all these things going on.
Not hydroponic. Not hydroponic.
Okay, you'd have to explain the difference for me.
Let me explain. So firstly, a microgreen is a herb or a vegetable that is grown but harvested after 7 to 10 days. So instead of allowing the vegetable or the herb to grow into the full vegetable you might see in the supermarket, we harvest it when it's very, very young, and it's very, very nutritious at that stage. But although many, many microgreens are grown hydroponically, which means they're grown in water, if you grow something in water, it's not very nutritious. So you have to add synthetic nutrients. And most hydroponic farms will add around 20 synthetic nutrients to the water. We grow in organic soil, and there are 83 nutrients in our soil, which has been developed over 20 years. Wow. We also grow without any pesticides or any chemicals. So the microgreens are highly, highly nutritious. Way more than anything else that you can buy in the supermarket, which has probably been flown in, which has been sprayed to make it look nicer, last longer. But because these are so nutritionally dense, these will last 10 days in your fridge because they're strong. They're very strong.
So as soon as you came and walked over, Amanda, Hadil's her eyes lit up. She was so excited. Hadil, you feel quite passionately about microgreens as well, don't you?
Very much so. I think the reason why we're all having gut issues is because our soils are depleted.
Yeah.
So we are getting an avocado that's not really ripe or half ripe from Mexico, shipped here, put on the supermarkets, on the shelves, eaten by mold halfway through, ripened on the shelf, and then we're consuming it and say, oh, we've got the 450% daily intake of folate. You're not getting 5%. And the reason is because locally is best. And I'm very passionate about microgreens because these tiny but mighty greens have so much nutrition in such a small amount. So usually we would recommend eating the rainbow. As a certified gut health, I say rainbow is key.
Yep.
But as well, it's so hard to be eating all these things on a daily basis. Let's be realistic here, you know? So including microgreens, what I love to do is I heat my mug of broth, I add a little microgreens on top, and I just sip it, and I like a bit of a chewiness in. And they taste amazing. So it's an easy way to incorporate whether you're having a beverage, whether you're sprinkling on a salad, whether you're infusing it in your cooking. It's just a great way to infuse more probiotics and prebiotic fiber-rich foods day to day. And the best part is that, like she said, they're soil-based. They're not water-based the way they are, you know, sterilized and sprayed and induced just for us to consume them for a number of hours.
So we actually harvest these at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Because that's the best time to actually cut a microgreen, because when the sun is coming up. And so they're in the supermarkets several hours later.
Oh, straight away?
Fresh.
Straight away.
Okay.
Wow.
You literally cannot buy anything that is more fresh and more nutritious.
I wanted to ask you, can you please tell us more about New Leaf, because you're the co-founder.
Yeah.
And we would like to know more about what you guys do.
Yeah, so we started New Leaf me and my co-founder Adam, in 2019. And the story is basically that his father was very unwell. In common with your other guests, there's a personal health story here.
Yeah.
And he had been growing vegetables for a very long time, but he wanted to grow something that was very nutritionally dense because his father wasn't able to eat very much. So he wanted the small but mighty.
Yes.
And so he started growing microgreens, and we were friends, and I said, my goodness, you know, this is something that we need to bring to a wider audience, because I've been a great believer in the importance of gut health for many years, and so it was just the coming together.
We can see that as well.
Yes, this is the farm. Yeah. So this is how we grow in trays. Vertical farming means
vertical farming.
Yeah, you can see there lots of layers, which means we can grow in a smaller space, and because the warehouse is specially adapted, we can grow all year round and in a very controlled environment with very little water, very little electricity, so it ticks all the sustainability boxes as well as the nutrition.
Well, Amanda, you have some broccoli hidden behind you. Broccoli is mine and Ahmed's favourite.
Yeah, I do love
so you said,
broccoli,
I have a different way to show you how to eat broccoli.
So this is broccoli that I bought in the supermarket. Okay. And this is 100 grams of broccoli.
Yes.
It's imported, it's been sprayed, it's been grown with chemicals. Okay? So that's normal broccoli.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This, I feel like a magician here. Which box?
Yeah.
This is broccoli microgreens.
Okay.
So this is what this looks like when it's 7 days old.
Wow.
It's a sprout.
Wow.
It's a sprout.
It's a sprout.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now this is also 100 grams. This is the same weight. This box is 40 times more nutritional than this.
Wow.
There are 40
Just this?
times the nutrients. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, and as you said, this you can sprinkle it in your broth. You can put it in your soups, in your salads. You can hide it in your kids' sandwiches. Try and get your kids to eat. Try and get a 5-year-old to eat 100 grams of broccoli. That you can hide it in it, but it tastes lovely. It tastes delicious, and it doesn't have that texture that so many people don't like about broccoli.
Wow.
And this is sunflower, and this is the most nutritionally dense food in the world. And this is 100 grams of sunflower. And again, you can put it in everything: your soups, your salads, your omelettes, your smoothies.
And is all the stuff that you grow in supermarkets, where can we actually buy?
Yeah, in supermarkets, in Spinneys, in Waitrose, Kibson's online.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Educated.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
I feel so informed. Thank you, Amanda.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us today on the show.
Thank you.
Hadil, we are gonna do something, a part of the show that's called DXB in 60.
Okay.
We're gonna ask you a couple of questions about what has happened today in the episode.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Told me this.
No pressure.
We like to surprise you.
Yeah, just as a surprise.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Okay, so I'm gonna cue the clock in 3, 2, 1. What day is it on the show today? Digestive Health Day or Digestive Biscuit Day?
Health Day.
That is correct. Which chef was featured on the show today? Chef Pavel or Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry.
What popular dish did Lane learn how to make? Pizza or sushi?
Sushi.
That is correct. The DXB Today spotlight was on Nepta Health or Dubai Health?
Nepta Health.
That is correct. Today's guest, Bradley, is the director of Food Nag or Health Nag?
Health Nag.
That is correct. Which of the New Leaf co-founders was the guest of the show, Adam or Amanda?
Amanda.
That is correct. What is the New Leaf into, vertical farming or online shopping?
Vertical.
That is correct. Where is the gut located? In the lowest, smallest intestine or the rib cage?
Oh my God, are you serious? You're asking me this question?
She got it right. Which time is up? You got 8 points.
I can't believe I got one wrong. I can't believe it. What was I thinking?
You are number 1 on the leaderboard because it's the beginning of the week.
Because I'm the only one?
Yeah. But look, let's hope you maintain that spot, Hadil.
Yes.
You did really, really well. It's been a pleasure having you as a guest co-host, so thank you so much. We hope to see you back. Amanda, thank you so much once again. For now, though, we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be announcing a beautiful staycation giveaway, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the show. I'm standing here with the incredible singer Anthony Touma in the studio. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
As you can see on your shirt, it says, I am Sharqi.
Yes.
And identity is a very big thing for you. Can you please talk to us about it a bit more?
Yeah, I've just made it my life mission to kind of figure out who I am, my identity. I was born in France. I have a French passport. I'm Lebanese. I grew up there. I've lived in Paris, London, Amman, and Jordan, Dubai. I've lived everywhere. So it's been pretty interesting figuring out who I am and kind of not letting other people or society define me.
Yes.
And this also translated into my music. So I can sing in French, Arabic, and English.
Wow.
So I need to figure out who am I musically, who am I as an artist,
Yes.
what language do I want to use to write my songs, and I've just decided that I'm going to use them all because that's who I am.
Like you said, you sing in 3 different languages and you write in them as well. What genre do you sing? What inspires you to write?
It's mostly pop,
pop
music. I love catchy songs, simple songs. I love the way I write in all language. It's very conversational. So when you hear it, it's something that you would say in real life or you would send as a text message. And I just live by that.
And you live here in Dubai, right?
I do.
Where can people find you around here?
Right now, I have a residency in Phuket. It's a restaurant. And just festivals, concerts, I'm everywhere.
And your Instagram handle, what is it?
Anthony
so people follow
Touma. Anthony Touma, Touma.
Do you have anything new coming up that people should wait for?
Yes, I do. I have 3 songs coming up just this summer. One of them has a mix between Arabic and English that's I think I'm very excited for.
Okay, that's really exciting. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. Follow him on the socials. I'll have you get ready. And back to you, Nimi.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Looking forward to hearing Anthony's sultry tones. But right now, it is time to find out the winner of a free spot on the ChatGPT Accelerator program that is worth 4,200 dirhams and is taking place on the 3rd and the 4th of June. So, without further ado, the winner is Aya Sadar. So congratulations, Aya.
Now, for this week, we are giving you the chance to win a one-night stay for 2, including breakfast at the Palazzo Versace Hotel. So go find the competition post on our Dubai One TV Instagram page and let us know why we should pick you.
Also, we would like to hear from you. Use the hashtag DXB today to let us know what you want to see on the show and if you've seen anything exciting around the city.
What a great show, guys. What has been your main takeaway? What are you going to go home and change instantly?
First, that part about antibiotics that we started talking about. And how we need to take care of our gut health in general. I think a lot of people neglect that because we're such foodies. We just want to eat anything that we want without really considering the effects on our bodies.
Yeah, definitely something that I'm going to take with me because, as you can see, my food is not right. My lifestyle is not so great. I need to adjust a lot of things, and I've learned a lot, especially from the guests that we had on the show today.
For sure. I think for me, replacing coffee with matcha. That's going to be my first start, and I think for you as well, Ahmed. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have tonight. Have a fantastic week ahead, and make sure you join us again at the same time tomorrow. But for now, over to you, Anthony.
On a Monday morning, on a bad day when the sky is grey and the rain is pouring, when I just can't take it, and they ask me why I'm feeling down, but I can't explain it. Can't explain it. That's when I can count on you to smile and turn it all around. And you just call my phone or send hello as long as you're around. You make it okay. You make it okay. You make it all okay, yeah. You make it okay, You don't even mean to. You mess around and laugh out loud. Oh, you just be you, yeah, you just be you. That's how you make things better. The word could fall apart, it wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't even matter. That's when I can make it okay. You make it okay. You make it all okay. Yeah. You make it okay. No, I don't mean to pressure you at all. It's not something that you owe me. I just wanna let you know that I'm so grateful for your love. I don't say it enough. You're my home through the high and the low. That's when I can count on you to smile and turn it all around. Yeah, you just call